I first want you guys to imagine yourselves, close your eyes maybe, but imagine yourselves in the worst possible situation that you could ever find yourselves in. Now, from your perspective, would you say that that situation is complicated or simple? The truth is black and white. There's no gray areas. For me, it's all about keeping our activism as simple as we possibly can, because as soon as we start to make things more complex, it becomes harder to actually empathize with the victims. And now be honest, if I were to ask you to recite the definition that the Vegan Society has on their website currently, would any of you be able to actually recite it word for word for me? One hand went up, maybe two. But the point is how easy is it to remember that humans should live without exploiting animals? This is how simple the message is. And the power behind this is that it's a principle and it's not a set of practices, right? Ultimately, everybody we talk to on the street has told us that they want to be respecting animals. So it's a principle that they actually hold already, rather than trying to tell them that, hey, you need to stop eating animals, you need to stop doing this, you need to stop wearing leather, because they don't really understand where that's coming from. There's a root behind all of these practices, and the root is human supremacy. It's human entitlement. It's this false belief that we think we have the right to use these innocent individuals for whatever purposes that we want. And how does it start to really get complex? It starts to get complex when we start to talk about facts. It starts to get complex when we start to talk about numbers and statistics. Imagine yourself back in that position and somebody was trying to use some statistics to help set you free rather than just painting the situation. This is how it becomes a debate. Justice is not up for debate. Imagine somebody trying to make excuses to justify putting you in that position. And you were going to say something like, oh, well, 50% of this leads nowhere. Recognizing that veganism actually starts when somebody realizes that they are the oppressor and they have the opportunity to stop right now. It's up to us to get them to understand that. Why would anyone want to be an oppressor, right? Going into what was said earlier, right? This person is just a conversation away from being vegan, right? Because why wouldn't they want to be vegan? Why would they want to continue oppressing these animals? How do we, in turn, change from these statistics and these fact-based, debate-based approaches? I want someone here to give me one excuse they hear all the time. So plants feel pain, right? Now, you can try getting scientific, you can try having a debate about whether plants feel pain, but ultimately, let's say you give them the best justification, let's say you gave them all the statistics. Have you ever had somebody say, oh yeah, you're right, I'm gonna go vegan now? It doesn't happen, maybe like one-off, but 99% of the time, they're just gonna look for the next thing, right? It becomes really simple when you recognize how to do this effectively. And all you need is one tool to answer every single excuse you ever get. How would you feel if you were a victim and somebody used this excuse that other plants feel pain to justify oppressing you, right? Pick any excuse, anyone that you get. All you have to do is place them in the position of their victim and show them how ridiculous this excuse is, this justification is, and it completely abolishes the mentality that's going to create more excuses, right? You don't have to memorize all these facts. You don't have to read 300-page books. You don't have to memorize how to debate. You don't have to do any of that. Just bring this one weapon with you, right? And you can be the best activist, back to just placing them in the victim's position, get them to recognize what it's like to be there and how ridiculous their excuse is, right? And ultimately, anybody can do this. I want to challenge everybody, if you've never done any activism, use this tool, come on the streets, do whatever you can. It's been said multiple times here, but the animals need us, right? And there's this problem, it's called dystopia, right? And we focus on humans, and ultimately you can go through as many therapy classes as you want, but the best way to eliminate this is to create a vegan world. If you're not moving toward this goal, this was stated when veganism was defined, is that veganism is the principle, and they stated that there's an objective to this principle. It's to end the exploitation of animals at the hands of humans, right? So let's go. It's time to move. The animals need us. We need to stop sitting around, not doing anything. We need to stop making this more complex than it is. It's simple and it's easy. Just get out there and do it. Thank you.